Good evening and welcome to tonight's broadcast of the Total Nonstop Racing League live from Atlanta Motor Speedway on the Tabletop Trio Podcast Network. I am Bob. Joining me in the booth, as always, is Joe. And Joe, tonight's race, the Boston Sauce Party Doubleheader. First race here at Atlanta Motor Speedway. 1.5 mile super speedway style race. Going to be pack racing, going to be tight, going to be close. I think tonight's race is going to be a ton of fun as we head out for qualifying now.
Absolutely. Love it, man. Atlanta Motor Speedway, and it's a double header. I mean, come on.
Oh, yeah. Can't go wrong here as we see the mad dash of everyone out on pit road right now. Gonna get the best time they can for qualifying. And, I mean, Joe, this is one of those races where qualifying really does not matter at all when it comes to super speedways because, you know, everyone's going to be shuffled up. No one's really going to have much of a say of, you know, where they are, where they run, etc. But it's still pretty entertaining to see exactly how far, how far they're going to push their cars here.
Well, that's always, it's less the qualifying, more of maybe feeling everybody else out, seeing what everybody's going to be bringing to the table.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And it's going to be a ton of fun just to see, you know, what all is going to be happening here. Speaking of, these two drivers are going to be our two drivers to keep an eye out for with tonight's race. 99 of Philip Scott, as well as the 97 of Mike Floppy Tellier. And, you know, they lovingly call Tellier the Canadian Dale Earnhardt. And, you know, we see that prowess every time we come to a super speedway, whether it's Talladega, whether it's Daytona, or even now at this current version of Atlanta. He's always someone that's right up there at the front, or he's working his way through the field to get to the front.
I mean, I don't know. All these guys are great drivers. Mike always puts on a good show. I'm kind of hoping that he works his way to the front this week.
That is for sure. As we see everyone putting their times up on the board right now. Danny White, Ace House are the top two drivers at the moment. Just like that, Philip Scott goes fastest, then Ace House tops him yet again with a 29.95 sub 30-second lap here. That is a wicked start to this race.
Yeah, this is going to be a real interesting set of races. As we've said before, and I hope not to curse it right out of the gate before we even start the races. Usually one of these is calm and is a long green race, and then one is absolute chaos.
Yes. We'll see which one is which as this race goes on, and, you know, who knows. And speaking of pure chaos, but also just a great time, the 2025 Boston Sauce Party is coming up. Not this weekend, but next Saturday. I mean, you're going to have some of New England's best hot sauce makers going at it, having a whole bunch of different awards, tastings. It's going to be a good time.
Yeah, we'll be there.
We'll be there. Tabletop Trio is going to be there. The Full Slice Podcast is going to be there. All at Trillium Brewing at their Canton location. So if you're up in the Massachusetts, Boston area, it's a little bit south of the city of Boston in Canton. Beautiful brewery. Cannot wait. Their beer is phenomenal as well. But you can get your tickets, bostonsauceparty.com.
I'm not sure what I'm going to love more, the sauce or the beer.
Right. And as we see out there, we do have the Boston Sauce Party car driven by the 77 of John Cannizzaro Jr. As we'll see if we can get a good shot of that machine. There he is, bostonsauceparty.com. Saturday, April 26th at Trillium Brewing Company. Great looking machine. Hopefully we'll be able to chat with John and see those Boston Sauce Party colors out there on the racetrack. But time is starting to wind down. Ace House fastest on the board so far in that number 47 machine. Ace always has himself a pretty big fan section in the chat, so I'm sure they're excited to see that number 47 machine at the top of the board so far.
Yeah, these last few races, Ace has been a victim of wrong place, wrong time. So let's he's up in the top now. Let's see what happens during race time without him getting caught by accident.
That's for sure. And you saw right there, Philip Scott as well as the 0-4 of Matt Schlosser. Those two drivers coming flying down on pit road. Pit road starts at the entrance of turn number 3. Drivers have to be down below the apron there. I don't believe they have to hit the pit road speed until you see that yellow cone on the screen. But you know, it's going to be interesting to see how those drivers handle getting on to pit road. It's going to be like that for this entire race here at Atlanta Motor Speedway. So it's going to be interesting to see how pit road is going to affect these drivers. And if you're sitting there and you're going to sit there and almost you know, try to fake out the field, make sure you get down on pit road properly and not, you know, like any other 1.5 mile track where you just come down at a turn 4 and you're good to go.
Which, I mean, those mess up somebody, you know, relatively often. Now you got to do it all the way back there.
Yeah, certainly not ideal. That is for sure. But let's get a look at the starting lineup for tonight's Boston Sauce Party doubleheader, race number 1, as the field is getting themselves ready to go here. And of course, you know, the field isn't starting on pit road. So we'll get ourselves started here on the back straightaway. On pole for tonight is the number 47 machine of Ace House. Jamar Dumas runs in second. Danny White, Jonathan Gaston make up row number 2. Philip Scott, Mike Floppy Tellier, row number 3. Chris Cabot and Anthony DeBarro, row number 4, with Matt Schlosser and Johnny Eckert in row number 5. DJ Weeks and Jason Schue in row number 6. Row number 7 has the wild child himself, John Cannizzaro Jr. and Jacob Bettis. Robert Tripp and Alex Boffoli in row number 8. Row number 9 has Johnny Williams and Garrett Gleason. Ross Stevens and Adam Stewart round out tonight's 20-car field. And Joe, just like that, we're getting ourselves ready to run. It's going to be a good time.
Excited yet?
Very, very much.
This is a big set of cars out here, too, which means it's going to be even more fun.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome. I am very much looking forward to this, as for whatever reason, our standings decided they don't want to go away.
Yay!
So not really sure why this is hanging out here, but I told you to hide. There we go. All right.
It likes to keep us on our toes.
Yeah, it's, you know, it's likes to keep us honest here on the Tabletop Trio Podcast Network. Cast Iron Kyle in the chat says pitting early. Very well could be. We could see some early pitting here. They're running roughly 40% fuel tanks here, so we are going to see a pit stop in this race. Doubleheader race tonight, so this one here at Atlanta. After this is iRacing Super Speedway, so that is going to be a ton of fun. But just like that, the pace car turns down pit road. Field in the hands of the 47 of Ace House. Green flag in the air. We're racing here at Atlanta. And a good clean start there by the first 3 rows. A little bit of a gap forming between the 25 of Chris Cabot as well as the 90 machine of Johnny Eckert. But we still stay side by side as Johnny Eckert drops down onto the banking. He's going to let the field go by. That might be a smart strategy call there for the 90 to just say, you know what? You guys have at it. It's a 60-lap race. I'm just gonna hang out.
Yeah, it's interesting. Yeah, I'll if you guys are gonna wreck, I'm gonna stay back here where I'm gonna test out the first few laps.
Yeah, just kind of feel things out as we see this field just starting to pick up a little bit of momentum. through turn 3 and 4, side by side for the lead. Ace House on the inside, Jamar Dumas there on the outside. As the field comes flying by, that time through, Jamar Dumas leads lap number 2.
Not our typical front 4 right now.
No, certainly not. As it's Jamar Dumas, Ace House, Jonathan Gaston, Danny White, and then we could throw Anthony DeBarro in the mix there at 5. But you heard right there, a big lift off there from the 47 of Ace House. That's what these drivers are going to have to do tonight. Handling will come into play here, just because of the geometry of the corner and how the track is. Tire wear actually becomes a pretty big factor as this race goes on, as we see a couple of drivers in the wall back there. That was the 44 of Johnny, or 43 rather, of Johnny Williams catching the outside wall. As we say that, both the 25 and the 24, Jacob Bettis gets into the wall. So handling already coming into play here 5 laps into this.
Yeah, I guess it's one of those things, right? You're doing your qualifier, you're set to 1 speed, but now you're kind of in the draft mode where everything's a little bit faster, and you know, things change.
Exactly, everything's a little bit faster. The cars are kind of shaking around a little bit more because of the air, and you know, not for nothing too. Take a look at the track temperature: 77 degrees on the thermometer, 100 degrees on track. So even with that, there's not going to be a whole lot of grip there either for these drivers. And you know, here at Atlanta, it's gonna get hot. It's gonna get slick. These guys are gonna slide around quite a bit, and in a pack that very well could spell disaster.
Yeah, this I believe the track didn't start clean either. I think the track started at 25%. So take that into account. There's also already marbles and stuff on the field.
Exactly, and you know, as we're saying there, the 27 of DeBarro and the 44 Danny White got into one another. No damage. Every car looks clean, but looked like the 44 was heading down. Didn't realize the 27 was down low, but here they are, 3 wide for the lead. DeBarro to the inside, 3 wide into turn number 3. The Ace House slides up the track, almost makes contact with Dumas. Dumas backs out, and he says, all right, I'm going to let them go. Oh, House gets in the wall. So just like that, little shake up there at the front of the pack as Danny White now leads. They're 3 wide for 3rd.
Yeah,
House
they are.
Does slide in front of DeBarro. Very nice little spam bot in our Twitch chat.
Love that.
Anytime you see someone say kindly 9 times out of 10, it's a scam.
And they don't mean it kindly.
No. Kindly give me all of your information.
We would never do that here at Tabletop Trio. You just send us an email, tabletoptrio.com, with your credit card, your social
Mother's maiden name, you know. We are 10 laps into the Boston Sauce Party doubleheader here at Atlanta, side by side for the lead. There's Mike Floppy Tellier there as well in 3rd in that black and pink Hello Kitty machine. Great looking race car.
You can't go wrong with Hello Kitty. It's timeless.
I especially love the carbon fiber pattern that he's got going on the hood there and the roof. Pushing behind the old Trans Am in front. If you're looking to see where your favorite driver is on track, they're all together. Johnny Williams just off the pace. He was on pit road a few laps ago.
Nope.
The 08 of Alec Buffoli gets in the wall, or Boffoli. Tyler Avery pops in and says, good evening all. Can't stay long, but I figured to pop in and say hi. Go CHR. New driver putting his name into the hat. That's the 04 there of Matt Schlosser. We've seen him before on the Speed Tuesday Dash Series as well as the Speed Thursday Night Cup Series races. New face here to Total Nonstop Racing, and already making a name for himself as he's side by side with Cannizzaro.
Yeah, who has moved up significantly since the start of this race.
Yeah, plus 8 spots so far. Looking to make it plus 9 as he is side by side with the 04 Schlosser.
Man, the top, I want to say the top 7 are right next to each other.
Yeah, they are all in their own little pack. I mean, we could even count, the 47 of Ace House and Philip Scott, as well as Schue there. It's kind of a 2 separate pack race right about now, as we see the first pack ending right around 11th with Jonathan Gaston. And then from 12th on back, they have their own little 7 car breakaway there, led by the, of course, led by the 27 of Anthony DeBarro.
Yeah,
I think
back a little bit.
And I think those, the 97 gets in the wall, he's sideways. Somehow Jamar Dumas avoids him. That's going to be like putting a parachute on the 28, though. But I really think the way DeBarro was kind of treating that is he drove up to the front and said, you know what? I know what I'm doing. I'm going to back off now.
Yeah. Yeah, DeBarro's the kind of racer that really sets a game plan, so to speak. He knows what he wants to do. He kind of feels out how his car is going, and I'm sure we'll see him up in the front. That's when he has to be.
Exactly. And over in the chat, Tyler Avery says, also, Bob, hope you like the paint scheme. Had a bit of fun with that. Absolutely. Standout stickers on the quarter panel there. BostonSauceParty.com. You can get your tickets now. And, man, that is going to be so much fun. I cannot wait. Boston is one of those events I look forward to every single year. And, man, it's going to be a good time.
It's like my, what's the concert that's going on right now? Coachella? Boston Sauce Party is like my concert.
It's Hot Sauce Coachella. Kyle, you can use that in your marketing. Hot Sauce Coachella.
That one's on the house.
Speaking of Ace House, back in 8th right now at the moment in the number 47 machine. He had his time at the front. And yeah, exactly. I mean, he had his time at the front, and same with Philip Scott. He's just kind of backed off and looking pretty good. I think if I'm Ace, that's about where I'd want to run to. You know, I showed, okay, cool. I'm good. I can run in the front. Let me back off a bit. Let me stay in the draft, do a little bit of fuel saving here, and just kind of hang out at a point where if a wreck were to happen in front of me, I have plenty of escape routes to go.
Yeah, and that's, I guess you're far enough back too if you see someone, you know, the people in the front, oh, I'm going to pit. And you're like, oh, I have enough time to react and also get into the pits.
Exactly. And there is a rule here in TNR where if it's a super speedway race, you have to call out whether you're pitting, just so you don't create a huge wreck by someone slowing down and the guy behind you not paying attention. So just a third of the way through this one. Danny White leads as the 08 of Alex Boffoli just on his tail. John Cannizzaro Jr. up at the top side.
I was going to say we had 2 lines. No one's really helping Cannizzaro, but never mind, it split into 3 for a minute there.
Yeah. And now it's kind of turned into everyone running the bottom, and as we say that, they've fanned out once again to side-by-side racing.
I swear they listen to us.
They have to at this point. Some great racing here at the front. And you see that red and white line there on the bottom. That's, for all intents and purposes, the out of bounds line here. You can go down below if you're heading onto pit road, but you can't go down there and pass. And where that's going to become a factor is here on the front stretch, because you see there is a ton of asphalt down to the left-hand side of that red and white line. You can't go down there. That is no man's land. That is out of bounds. However, if you're forced down there, you just have to make every fair opportunity you can to get back up on track without wrecking anyone, taking anyone out, etc., etc.
Got it. So if someone forces you down there, you can be a little opportunistic about it, but you can't willy-nilly go down there.
Yeah, you can't, you can't choose to go down there. Like right now, if I'm the 08, you can't cut that line to try to get alongside the 44. You have to stay up above that line. You can kind of, cross it like they all just did there through the corner, just because, physics and momentum is going to take you and carry you that way anyway. But if you go down and willingly try to make a move, make a pass, etc., that's a problem. So that is something we're going to have to keep an eye out for as the race goes on, because these drivers are going to do everything they can to try to get an advantage. And if you poke your way to the inside, that's the shortest way around the track, so you are going to make up some time. So we definitely have to keep an eye out.
You can weigh all my strategies when I play like Gran Turismo.
And just poke your nose in. You're fine. You're fine. Because don't forget, in those nobody cares. Yeah. There are rules here. There's order.
And the order is White on top.
Danny White, top of the board. Buffoli and Cannizzaro there, side by side. And look who's joining the picture. That's the 27 of Anthony Tabarro.
Moved up in a hurry.
I think he saw, all right, they've kind of calmed down a little bit. Time to get going. And a huge push from him. He's going to push the 08 to the lead.
I'm gonna need you to get going so that I can get it going.
And that is basically how bump drafting goes. All right, let's go. You're faster than me. I'm going to make you even faster. I'm going to shove you to the front. That's what happened. Now he's got about a quarter car length lead. He's going to fall right back. Now here comes the 27 of Tabarro. He's side by side with Danny White. Can Tabarro get the momentum and put him alongside? They're 3 wide for the lead into turn 1.
Canizzaro's not falling back either. Hey guys, what are we doing? We're trying to go 4?
And right there, yeah, Cannizzaro kind of decided, hey, I'm not going to let you guys even this out. I'm going to make someone have to back out, and if you don't back out, you'll wreck, and I'll be okay.
Yeah.
That's still 3 wide. Oh, side by side, big wiggle there from the 27.
Lost a little bit.
Wow, what a save. Let's take a look at that one more time on replay there, because that was a wild save there by the 27. A little bit of contact from the 08, I think it was, and I don't know how he had that one saved. So here they are. They're 3 wide. They're still top of 3. And right there. Wow. That was crazy.
Yeah, that's... if that was me, I would have been waving from the pits as my car would have been towed.
Yes. Sideways, upside down, and backwards.
All the reason I put this side... There's a reason I put this side up on all of my cars.
Danny White still looking strong here, side by side for second go. Tabarro. Oh,
True! Big wreck.
Mike Tellier involved. Same with Ace House, and they're still wrecking. Oh, hard lick to the inside. And the yellow finally comes out.
Yeah, I think there were more than 2 involved in that one.
Very, very interesting there. Let's take a look at this one on the Tabletop Trio replay.
Great timing for the pit, though.
Yeah, halfway through the race there, and oh, it looked like Jamar Dumas got a piece of it too. Let's keep an eye out there. There's the 28 of Dumas. Tellier got a big run. Oh, the 28 slowed down heavy. And then everyone just kind of piled in. 4 and the 24 come together. The 47, the 97.
Yeah, I wonder what happened. That's a hard brake lockup.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure what happened there. As we're already kind of side by side there. So let's back this one up one more time. As there's Dumas. Yeah, that was bizarre.
Basically just took out the whole bottom line.
And they all kind of piled in on one another. That was interesting. But right now, everyone and their cousin down on pit road. As the field getting themselves 4 fresh tires and more, Cannizzaro wins the race off of pit road.
Yeah, he does.
Oh, trouble. The 47 gets turned on pit road as well. So this night going from bad to worse for Ace House. And oh, big slide again. Oh, wow.
Oof.
And House makes it onto his pit stall. That was scary right there.
Yeah, just oof.
We'll take a look at
worse.
take a look at that one on pit road, and oh man, he was all just kind of by himself. Let's see if we can get the chopper cam on here as we follow. Here's the 47 just kind of minding his own business coming down pit road. And then keep an eye out on the all blue 08 as he comes out. And then, oh yeah, right there, the 47 just kind of didn't realize the 08 was there. He had to come down on pit road and come into his box, and just wrong place, wrong time. So tough break there for the 47, but luckily pit road's there. We're still under yellow.
Yeah, a little bit more work to get back up there, but yeah, he was putting out the fastest laps in qualifying, so hopefully he'll be able to scoop back up.
Yeah, I think, you know, all will be okay here. As field has the 1 to go now. Cannizzaro, Danny White, front row. Matt Schlosser, Chris Cabot there in row number 2. Row number 3 has the 91 of DJ Weeks and Jonathan Gaston. Adam Stewart, Anthony DeBarro in row number 4. Robert Tripp, Philip Scott, row 5. There's Jamar Dumas, as well as Philip Scott, rather, in their line there. Ross Stevens in row number 6. Nope, Stevens pulls down, doesn't pull down. Some heavy damage there on the front end of the 24, Jacob Bettis. He had gotten into the back of the 97 of Tellier. And then Adam Stewart, I believe, got into the back of him.
Yeah, Stewart's got some heavy front damage.
So they're certainly going to have to worry about, you know, drafting. As long as they stay in the draft and tucked up and behind the guy in front, they should be okay.
Yeah, Stewart has, I'd say, the worst front damage you could possibly have for drafting, where it's indented right where the license plate would be. It's just like the worst spot. Yeah,
it looks almost like he hit one of those, you know, one of those pylons at a gas station parking lot.
Yeah.
But
that
the green flag,
just going to be hitting that.
Yeah, it's going to be covered up there. But as long as he stays in the draft and up behind somebody, he should be okay.
It's going to be rough when he's out front.
Definitely. So far, so good for everyone. There goes DeBarro trying to pick it 3 wide. just behind those guys. DeBarro has found his Dizzy Motorsports teammate in the 25 of Chris Cabot. John Cannizzaro Jr. is going to lead lap number 35. Here comes Schlosser. He's going to take a peek to the inside. Danny White on top. He's got help from Cabot and DeBarro.
Yeah, this is where it's going to get interesting when these guys are next to each other.
Teammates always helpful to have working together, but right now I think they're saying, all right, there's 25 to go, we'll be okay.
Yeah, we're just gonna see is White, Schlosser, and Cannizzaro gonna play nice to try to make sure the Dizzy guys don't have the upper hand.
Yeah, we'll definitely have to see as this one is coming down to the wire. It's only 24 to go. And this is race number 1. Don't forget, things could get heated, and it may even carry over into race number 2, but we will see. As Danny White doing a great job holding strong out front. Just trying to do a little bit of side drafting there with the 77. I think the best way to describe what side drafting feels like is you're cruising down the highway going 70, 75, whatever it is. And next thing you know, a semi-truck passes you and you almost feel like your car slows down a good 5-10 miles an hour. What happens with that is the semi-truck has all this air built up in front. And he's cutting through a larger hole of air. He takes that air from the front of his car, and then basically throws the wake at you and kind of dumps that air onto your car, and you physically slow down because more turbulent air is hitting you. That's essentially what side drafting is. You're using the air to slow the guy next to you down, and it's a wild feeling to have on the highway, which I'm sure everyone has felt.
Yeah. And if you want to feel it tenfold, rent a Wrangler and enjoy driving a wall.
Yes. If it was meant to be aerodynamic, it wouldn't be shaped like a brick. And as we see Anthony DeBarro make his way up towards the front, he's got Danny White all over his tail. Chris Cabot now on the top side. Don't forget, Cabot won the season opening doubleheader at Daytona just a few months ago. Back in the beginning of February.
Indeed.
And after this, next week in 2 weeks, no race next week because it's, Easter Monday. But in 2 weeks, that is the last race of the regular season before we switch it over into playoffs mode. And the playoff races are going to be intense. This series that we have set up for the playoffs, we have Kern County on May 5th. Then we're heading north of the border to Montreal at Circuit Gilles Villeneuve. Heading to Dover on the 19th, North Wilkesboro on the 2nd of June, and then we're finishing the season off at Homestead on June 9th. So a pretty fun schedule of events coming up here for the Total Nonstop Racing League. Great battle brewing here. And look at that. There's Adam Stewart making his way up towards the top spot. A little bit of damage on that number 4 machine, but it is definitely not slowing him down.
He's way under that 25.
There he is. Just a little bit of damage on that front end. Hood pushed up a tiny bit. Definitely a little bit of aero damage, but honestly, nothing too wild and crazy. And as long as he can kind of keep it to where he needs to be, he should be okay. As we're on board now with the 44 of Danny White. You can hear lifting off the gas ever so slightly. big lift there from the 27. These guys are
like
all trying to save fuel.
I feel like this is like the worst possible thing that the rest of the pack wants is Debarra on the inside, DeBow on the outside, setting the pace.
Yes. Yeah, and I think once the field kind of noticed, oh boy, the Dizzy guys are controlling this. The field is going to do everything they can to try to get around those two, but if they're controlling both lines, 15 to go, the Dizzy guys I think have it, but the 44 might be able. I think what should happen if I'm the 44, I would want to get in front of the 25, fully knowing that the 25 is not going to push me. So I'd almost have to hope that the 4 or the 77 jump out of line as well and decide not to help the 25, just to kind of break the rolling roadblock that is Dizzy Motorsports right now.
Yeah, that's the thing is Debarra going to let him?
No, absolutely not. Oh, hard lick there for the 4. Trouble. They kept it clean, and Ace House involved again.
Ugh.
Wow. I don't know how they kept it all pointed in the right direction.
It looked like they were duct taped together as they went.
Big slide there from the 4. Let's take a look at that one more time on replay. Keep an eye on that number 4 Tide Ride. He went out real wide. And it just got tight, got into the wall, caught the 77. They're all sideways. Whoa! Big slide. Somehow they were able to keep it together, because, wow, that was crazy.
Yeah. Man, Ace House, wrong place, wrong time. He was working his way back up, too.
Just absolutely snake bit. But now that huge pack is kind of shrunk now with 11 to go to a 6-car breakaway. As we see this pack right now, the 72 of Jonathan Gaston, he may be able to catch this pack. And then they've got a pack of hungry cars just behind him from Cannizzaro on back. 1 car out of the race, that's the 97 of Mike Tellier. As once again, Dizzy Motorsports out front, really controlling the pace, and they've got 10 to go. I think they should be perfectly fine on fuel.
Yeah, you can see Gabo just walking right in, making sure he's not able to get where he wants to go.
Oh, but with that, though, Gabo only Dumas, and little contact there between the 27 and the 44. That's going to open up the door for Schlosser. Schlosser to the outside, little contact with the 25, but now Matt Schlosser takes a peek to the outside, but here's Danny White yet again. Debarra getting out in front of these two, trying to control the field, throws a block. 9 to go. That pushes Chris Gabo back to 5th. Here comes Jason Schue in the number 3 car. Eight laps remain. Debarra still trying to control the field. Schlosser to the outside. Danny White down low. Little contact there. White to the top side around Schlosser. Schlosser coming to the line. He's going to lead the lap. But here comes Debarra. Debarra back to the point. Schlosser down low, tries to make the 27 move. Debarra inches up. This is gonna get interesting. Jonathan Gaston has caught this pack.
We got 6 to go. At this pace, might as well say it's 100.
So now a 7-car breakaway. What can you do if you're the... Oh, White gets sideways. Danny White falling back. That could have just opened up the door for DeBarro a little bit more.
Yeah.
But he's got about a 2 to 3/10 of a second lead over Schlosser. Schlosser has 3/10 back to DeBarro's teammate Gabot. If I'm Gabot, I'm not pushing.
Right, I'm not. Oh, you want to get to the front? Better go around.
But here comes the 3 of Jason Schue to the inside. 4 to go. Boston Sauce Party double first race here at Atlanta. iRacing Super Speedway coming up in just a couple of moments after tonight's race number 1 here. Schlosser holding steady here, about 2/10. Chris Gabot catches the wall. Jason Schue goes around. We might see a caution. We do.
Oh no, oh no, oh no! Oh, Ace out.
Oh my word. Oh! 89 tags the 3 just at the last moment.
Ace House, a game of inches on that save.
Let's take a look at that one more time. And let's take it from the POV of Ace House, because, man, he has had quite the race here. So we're on board with Ace House. He sees the smoke. Yellow flag is out there. He sees the 3.
We're not good. We're not good.
Oh, boy.
It's like we see the smoke. It's off near the grass. It's on the inside. We're okay. Oh, shit. The smoke is coming towards the middle.
Oh, no. Definitely would hate to be the interior guy who has to worry about the inside of the car as this one goes on.
Black.
Yeah.
That's the reason there's no white interiors in NASCAR.
So, pace car coming to go. We are going to hit overtime here, obviously. DeBarro, your leader. Matt Schlosser in second. Chris Gabot in third. And I think right now, here in TNR, we don't have the choose rule that they do in NASCAR, where you choose if you want to be on the inside or the outside lane. Only leader gets choice. But if I'm the 27 and I know my teammate's in third, looks like I'm starting on the inside. And that's one of those things where they kind of have their own, you know, every team has their own chat on the TNR Discord. And the majority of the field is just in their general chat. The Dizzy guys are in their own chat, and they can kind of sit there and say, all right, ready? Okay, push. And then the second the 25 hits the back bumper of the 27 takes off. And I think that's going to be a huge advantage coming here to the green-white checkered. Boston Sauce Party, bostonsauceparty.com for your tickets. Trillium Brewing, Saturday, April 26th. One-day show, but we're going to be having hot sauce competitions, the marshmallows from hell, the spiked pizza challenge. It is going to be a great time. It looks like everyone from about 13th on back heads down pit road.
Yeah, fix a little damage. Get some tire. I don't think you get tires.
I mean, if you're getting tires, you might as well, because, well, looks like we're getting the 1 to go here. So think tires could help. Tires, tire wear is actually pretty heavy here at Atlanta for whatever reason. But with the damage that those guys may have, I don't know if it's going to be 100% worth it. But it very well could be interesting. Tonight's camera is brought to you by our friends at Track Cams for Gourmets, trackcams22.com. Special thanks to Track Cams for hooking us up here.
Absolutely love their cameras.
Yeah, if you like what you see, make sure you check the link in the description down below. It's an affiliate link. It'll help us out. It'll help you out. Should be a good time. So, green, white, checkered coming. Green flag comes out. The field makes a lap around. Once they hit the white flag, the yellow flag gets thrown in the garbage.
Well, you hope.
Will we get there in time? That is the real question here. As the field gets the green flag, we're rolling. And a huge jump there by the 27 and the 25. That's going to put Schlosser, who started second, back in third. He's got Jamar Dumas on his tail. Philip Scott all over the back bumper of the 72. Jonathan Gaston. Now he goes to the inside of Gaston. Gaston did not get going on that start. Field basically single file here is Schlosser to the inside. He's gotten a push from Dumas. But the Dizzy guys, they see the white flag in sight.
Wow, look who snuck into fifth.
Yeah, there's Philip Scott. His race was all but over when the 4 caught the wall. Now they're right back to racing here. Here's Schlosser taking a peek to the top side. Gabot down low. Side by side down the back straightaway. Push there from Schlosser, gets in the back of the 27. DeBarro looks to cover the inside. Philip Scott pushing Schlosser now. Checkered flag in the air. Coming to the line, DeBarro wins over Schlosser and Gabot.
What a close. Whew.
What a finish there. As everyone was about 3 and 4 wide coming to the line.
You know what that means, right? Means the second race is going to be insane.
I was going to say, I think race number 2 might be pretty wild here.
To have such a close finish, absolutely. These guys are...
That'll certainly be an interesting time here as the field is going to be getting themselves ready to go for race number 2. Anthony DeBarro gets the win here for the Boston Sauce Party doubleheader race number 1. As DeBarro looks to burn it down here at Atlanta. And just like that, Joe, I believe you've caught up with our third place finisher, driver of the 25 machine, Chris Gabot.
Hey, Chris. Congratulations on the podium finish. It was a little wild out there. After that restart, it seemed like maybe everything went according to plan.
Yeah, definitely. We learned on that first run that saving tires was definitely key. Towards the end, we kind of went to the back of the pack, and towards the end of that first run, we could just drive by people. So that was kind of our focus on the second run too. And it just happened that we were out front, so we were able to kind of control the pace too.
Yeah, we noticed that up in the booth that, once you two got up there, it was really hard for anybody to kind of do anything. With that, we have our second race tonight. How are you feeling, going into that?
I feel good. We got the Dizzy horsepower here. I think we've won 4 out of the 5 plate races this season so far now, so I feel pretty good.
Awesome. I'm sure you got some shout outs for us.
Yeah, definitely just shout outs to my teammates at Dizzy, and huge shout out to DeBarro getting his first win of the season tonight. And he's got to be getting close to position to make it into the playoffs. So I'm really happy for him.
Awesome. Yeah, we have to tally up some scores. But congrats again. And maybe we'll be talking to you in about 45 minutes, half hour.
Sounds good.
All right, that's Chris Cabot, our third place finisher. Now joining me, newcomer to TNR, but our second place finisher, driver of the number 04 machine, Matt Schlosser. And well, Matt, a second place finish for your first TNR race. How was it out there for you?
It was really fun. It's a cool combination. These Gen 4 drafting package cars with the 1.5 mile new Atlanta. You could go wide open for a lot, but then you also had to start lifting towards the end, and tire management was important. And it added interesting strategy to try to set yourself up to be in the right entry point going in the turns and not washed up and lose track position. So it was really fun. I thought it was a cool challenge.
And, talk to us about that last restart. Very different having the old tires versus fresh tires after the first yellow at around halfway. Talk us through that restart there, because it looked like the 25-27 got a great start, and there wasn't a whole lot of help there on your back bumper.
Yeah, I'm not sure if they might have been teammates or had some type of plan, but they took off at the same time and left me out to dry. So my best hope was to just tuck in behind them, and I was able to and catch back up to them. And then it was just kind of unpredictable from there. Like my plan was to try to get to the bottom and try to get kind of like pick my way to the inside, but just the way the dice rolled, I couldn't make that happen. I ended up just trying to hold on and do my best to stay on the podium. And congrats to Anthony, and also sorry to Chris. I tried to tell him, but I think I accidentally pinched him in the wall. We were 3 wide. I'm glad it didn't mess up his race too bad. Well, I'm 99% sure if it was Chris. If it was someone else, then sorry to them. I'll figure it out who it was. But yeah, it was, last restart was crazy, and lucky to finish off in second.
Fair enough. And Matt, before we let you go, I know we're going to have the doubleheader at iRacing Super Speedway coming up just after this. But before we let you go, I'm sure you have some shout outs. Let's hear them.
Yeah, shout out to the people who put the league on. Is it your guys who run this league? I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, it's Garrett. Garrett's the main admin / head, lead guy, owner, I guess.
Gotcha. Well, shout out to him, and also shout out to you guys for the broadcast and everyone who kind of puts things together. It was my first race here and enjoyed it. Recognized a few names from some other leagues. So yeah, it was a fun race. Shout out to everybody, really just everyone I was racing around. It was good, fun, clean racing. Stat, I'm gonna have to miss the next one at iRacing Speedway, but hopefully be back again for another race soon. So good luck to everybody in that race, and hopefully be back on track soon.
Awesome. Well, Matt, congrats again on the second place finish, and looking forward to chatting with you coming up soon in the next couple of races.
All right, cool. Thank you. Take care.
All right, that's Matt Schlosser, our winner, our second place finisher, and Joe, you've joined up with our winner here, Anthony DeBarro.
Hey, Anthony, congrats on the win. Just kind of walk us through your race today. We noticed you kind of moved up to the front, then you went mid-pack, then you got back up to the front.
Well, I'm happy that the dry spell is over. I feel like after winning, I think was a 6 or 7 last year, and it took the race 12 to get one win here. So, I mean, I'll take them any way I could get them at this point. No, I just kind of was the first run. I pushed to get. I was making those crazy moves in the first 5 laps because I was just trying to get those bonus points to lead a lap, because I missed I think the first 4 races to start the year, so I'm trying to claw my way back into the chase points here, because we have 2 races, the second one tonight and then the Las Vegas race. So I think I don't know where I stand now, but I'm sure a win helps out there. So I was trying to get those points. I kind of laid back because I was saving fuel because it was cutting it close. And then I noticed the pace was way slower because the tires were wearing out. So really, fuel wasn't that much of a problem to having to save. It was more of a not overcharging your entry and overdriving the car. And I was really, when we were bunched up there in that second run, I was kind of just focusing on my entries. And, I don't think I was making guys happy, but slowing down on entry. But I was really slowing my entry down so I didn't overheat the tires. And you saw that point there. I almost drove away from the field there because I just had so much tire left.
Yeah, we noticed that at the end. I was gonna say, how confident were you, in that late restart, timing wise? It looked like you and Chris got a fantastic jump out, and that was kind of it.
I was fairly confident. I didn't know I didn't know if the tires were going to cool down and completely come back. And I was like, well, then they're going to really have a run. But it was actually almost a little tighter. So once I got to 3 and I saw that, I was able to just still drive away a little. I was pretty confident. I was just not trying to let the 0-4 get to my inside. That was the big thing. And if you pinched me down, it got to my outside because if you couldn't arc the corner, you're going straight. So.
That's good to know.
Well, I hope you're ready for iRacing Super Speedway because handling won't matter there, and it'll probably be a lot of carnage.
Yeah, we were saying that in the booth. Usually, there's one very clean race and one absolutely chaotic race with these doubleheaders.
You may see me drop way to the back and just be hanging out there. So if you see me do that, nothing's wrong.
That's all according to plan.
We'll see. We'll see how everything fares out.
I'm sure you got some shout outs for us before you go.
Yeah, thank you guys and Garrett for doing this and making it interesting with the strategy each week, and Philip does a lot of testing for everyone and checking the fuel loads and stuff, so that's cool. It makes everything interesting each week, and you don't know if you're gonna have to save fuel or what's going on or how long the race is, and it's pretty fun. And I don't enjoy the plate racing, but I think at the new Atlanta like that, it actually is pretty fun with the tire wear included.
Absolutely. Well, congrats again, and hopefully we'll be talking to you in a little bit.
Yeah, thank you guys.
All right, that is Anthony DeBarro, our winner tonight here at Atlanta. Let's real quick take a look at the final results here for tonight's race. Getting the win is Anthony DeBarro over Matt Schlosser and Chris Cabot. Philip Scott finishes in 4th. Jamar Dumas 5th. Ace House in 6th. DJ Weeks 7th. Garrett Gleason comes home 8th. John Canizaro Jr. in 9th. Alex Buffoli in 10th. Jonathan Gaston, Danny White, Robert Tripp, Jason Schue, Jacob Bettis in 15th. Adam Stewart, Johnny Eckert, Ross Stevens, Johnny Williams, and Mike Floppy Tellier round out our 20-car field for tonight. With that being said, we are going to step aside, take a quick break, but when we come back, we will have race number 2 at iRacing Super Speedway. We'll be back with you shortly. welcome back to the Tabletop Trio Podcast Network. Race number 2 of the Boston Sauce Party doubleheader here at iRacing Super Speedway, the fictional 3-mile super speedway track. And Joe, these speeds are pretty intense for these guys.
Yeah, absolutely. First off, I wish this track really existed. They are hitting speeds about 200, 203 I've seen so far.
Yeah, we're on board with the 08 of Boffley right now, and he's hitting 203 heading off into the corner. Typically, this track is unrestricted. They don't have the restrictor plates on these cars, but I guess for whatever reason, for these cars in particular, they do not have the ability to be unrestricted. So they're hitting about 205, 206 in the draft. As it's 2 very long straightaways and a couple of high bank but narrow corners.
Yeah. Absolutely insane how fast these things are going.
As we see there, look at that. Boffley was basically last and flew his way up through the pack. He did a 52.47.
Yeah, 52.47. And that sounds long for laps in these races that we normally have. This is a 3-mile long track.
Yeah, so it's there's quite a bit going on there, and it looks like a lot of these drivers may be practicing heading down pit road here because Boffley pulls over. Jamar Dumas is out on the track. Philip Scott here as well in that white 99 Ninja Phil Designs machine. Here's Adam Stewart as well. Checkered flag is coming out, so everyone here will be finishing their lap. Who gets it at the line? Looks like nobody quite able to improve, as they're about 4 or 5 wide there. $90 of Eckert goes for a little slide. There's Jonathan Gaston as well.
One of the funniest things with this racetrack we were looking at before is the pace car for this is 90 miles an hour.
Which is just unhinged.
Can you imagine, like, you're on a highway, at least in Jersey, the highway speed's 65. Granted, everyone ignores that. It's always around 70, 75. It's still too slow for the pace car.
Yes. Even then, the pace car is like, all right, see ya, suckers. And, you know, obviously with this being iRacing, there's no safety crew or anything like that on the track. But imagine driving 90 miles an hour and there's, you know, a wrecker and someone else like picking up a destroyed car, like on the apron.
Right. Well, at that point, I don't know how much car you'd see left when they're doing 200 miles an hour.
You know, that's also a valid point.
At that point, I think you just put up a booth.
Yeah. But with that, we're switching over into race time. We'll take a look here at the starting lineup for tonight's broadcast. It's the second race of the Boston Sauce Party doubleheader. And on the pole is the 08 of Alex Boffley. He's got Robert Tripp in second. Jamar Dumas, Philip Scott in row number 2. Row number 3 has Johnny Eckert and Anthony DeBarro. Chris Gabot, Jonathan Gaston, row number 4. Row number 5, we have John Cannizzaro Jr. and DJ Weeks. Ace House, Jason Schue in row number 6. Row number 7 is going to be Jacob Bettis and Garrett Gleason, and Adam Stewart rounding out our field tonight. Only 15 cars for race number 2, as a couple of drivers had to bow out early for this race.
I'm sure there'll be enough interesting things happening.
But a great lap there for Robert Tripp starting P2. I think that's his best qualifying effort of the season thus far.
I believe so.
Just waiting for the
Interesting.
08 to join in.
It's really interesting, these last two races. The guys up top qualifying are not your typical the guys we would see up here qualifying. So
Yeah, certainly interesting, and that's kind of the random factor that we see here for super speedway races. You know, it's like just kind of putting a deck of cards in shuffle, and whatever kind of happens. As now the pace car rolls off.
And away we go.
'90 trying to get his bearings going there. And there goes the rest of the field. 15 cars here tonight for race number 2. And over in the chat, Cast Iron Kyle says, love it, love the doubleheader, appreciate the love gang, proud to sponsor. Love having you helping us out here. Always a great time. BostonSauceParty.com is the website. Kyle, I don't know if you've seen, but here is the Boston Sauce Party car. That number 77 machine driven by John Cannizzaro Jr.
Love the color.
Great looking race car there. I love the gold flake on the 77. Tyler Avery did a great job painting that thing up. Giving some love there to our friends at Standout Stickers as well. So if you ever need any stickers made for labels or just stickers for giveaways, make sure you check them out. Standout Stickers. Good friend of the program, good friend of the Full Slice podcast, as well as Boston Sauce Party. Great folks over there at Standout Stickers. Just like that, though, the field getting ready to come out of turn number 4. And we're going to be racing here. 35 laps here at iRacing Super Speedway. The pace car pulls in. Green flag is out, and we're racing here at iRacing Super Speedway. Good start by both Tripp and Boffoli. And we're rolling. Gonna take the field a while to get up to high gear and get that momentum going.
That's the wild part. It takes so long to get these things up to high speeds.
And I mean, look at just how wide this racetrack is, too. You can easily go 5, 6 wide if you really want to.
Yeah, want is really the main word there.
And it's one of those things where it just kind of happens. Next thing you know, oh, I'm by myself. All right, cool. We're side by side. And then your spotter says, oh, hey, by the way, you're in the middle 3 wide, but also on top 3 wide. That is a scary, scary place to be.
Yeah. Don't forget, you're taking that turn at 199 miles an hour. And really
just
not
like
braking.
that, 3 wide across the line.
Oh, boy.
And this is one of those reasons why this track does not exist in real life.
I'd be here for it.
I don't think any of the drivers would be here for the end of it, though.
Come on. Gotta have faith.
Survival of the fittest.
This is, you create, it's like the Field of Dreams. If you build it, they will make safety regulations improve.
Yes.
This is how. Oh.
Yeah. Unfortunately, someone's going to have to be injured to make something like this work. Because trouble. John Cannizzaro has an issue.
Longest sideways I've ever seen a car be. It's like half a mile.
Let's take a look here to see what happened. Let's follow Cannizzaro. He's in the green and white machine, top of your screen. Oh, a little trouble there with House. And, oh boy. You can just see how sharp the banking is.
Yeah. Surprised it didn't rip the bumper off as he hit the bottom.
Yeah, but you see there a ton of damage on the left front, and that was just from spinning.
A tap. Yeah.
So we're back under yellow.
And again, A's house, wrong place, wrong time.
That man has just been having some just downright awful luck so far this this evening.
Might I recommend doing a seance on your car? Maybe adding some sage to your paint or something?
Car,
not the color.
you know, steering wheel, desk, you know, something. Hell, at this point, maybe some sage the color would help too.
Yeah, maybe.
Fastest lap done so far has been the 35 of Robert Tripp, and everyone thought about heading down pit road, but looks like the majority of the field just going to go down and take fuel. Let's keep an eye out on some of these drivers here as, you know, just hopefully everyone has their tires unchecked so the crew doesn't change tires, just gives them a little splash.
Hopefully.
Because right now it's in fuel saving mode as Philip Scott and company make their way down pit road. Everyone makes it into their box first try this time.
We like to see it.
As there goes everybody else. The only drivers I would think about getting tires would be if I'm the 47 or 77 here.
Yeah.
As they both had some pretty massive spins, but looks like 77 had all his damage fixed. And the same goes for the 47. Thankfully, if, you know, if you're one of these guys, because it is miserable going down, you know, behind the 8-ball this much this early in the race.
Yeah.
And you're just kind of riding along. You don't quite have the arrow that everyone else does. You've fallen behind quite a bit. It can get tough.
Yeah, I mean, this track is pretty much Aero 101, right? I mean,
1,000%. There goes the pace car. And again, we said pace car speed this is what 90 miles an hour looks like around this track.
we're crawling.
It feels so unbelievably slow.
It's like, it looks like they're moving so slow that they might slide down the banking. You know what I mean? Like those.
Absolutely. Everyone else coming back down pit road. Just to top off here as we should be getting the one to go this time. Yep, lights on the pace car are off. As we see the field here, everyone making their way down. Again, got to be careful that the tires are not checked.
Yeah, it'd be the worst is you go down, get a splash of gas for 10 seconds, then you end up there for a minute while you get tires.
And I think, too, the tough part about being on pit road here is getting up to speed. You have to stay on the flat part this whole time through until you come out of turn number 2. And with it being this flat, it's hard to stay pointed in the right direction because you want to push and you want to go a lot faster, but you just can't because there's no banking to hold you up. And the minute you cross over that yellow line, you get a penalty.
And then you're back in the pits for a minute, right? About a minute.
Oh, yeah, at least. But pace car in the field heading into turn number 3 right now. Front row, Jamar Dumas, Philip Scott with Robert Tripp and Ace House behind. And which is fantastic because House was involved in that last wreck and he's all the way up in 4th.
Yeah, he, I wonder if when everybody else went for fuel, if he just drove past.
That's what it seems like because he was down and he pitted the first time with everyone else. The second time he probably decided, no, I'm just going to stay out here.
Yeah.
That's why we have such a huge line to the inside. But the field coming to green, look at the guys in the back there. That's the 91, the 25, and the 90. Those guys getting a huge run. They may actually have the advantage coming to the line.
Yeah, they're already doing, what, $1.60?
Yeah, and the field's just coming up to speed now. Don't forget, tonight's cameras are brought to you by our friends at Track Cams for Gourmets. You can check them out online, trackcams22.com. Big proponent of these static, or these dynamic TV cameras here.
Yeah, they look fantastic.
As the 35, Robert Tripp having a couple of connection issues. Here comes the 4 of Adam Stewart. What a huge run for Stewart. Stewart to the top.
And Cannizzaro, who, mind you, just set off the caution.
Yeah, Cannizzaro was sideways the last time we were green. He gets a huge push to Adam Stewart. Stewart now side drafts the 28. Looks like Dumas does lead that lap, but only briefly. Jacob Bettis having some connection issues now. Now the 4 is going to fall back just a little bit. Best bet would probably be to slot in behind this 99 and just kind of hang out for a little bit. But up front, Jamar Dumas making some moves. He's got Robert Tripp and Jacob Bettis just on his tail. Cannizzaro waiting, biding his time as well.
Speaking of biding time, Tabarro down in 14th, right where he said he'd be.
Yeah, he was saying, I'm just going to hang out back here. I don't want anything crazy. He's got DJ Weeks and Garrett Gleason to kind of team up and have their own little race here. But 3 wide for second. Stewart up top, Bettis in the middle, Tripp down low. Dumas sitting there saying, oh boy, how am I going to block 3 lanes of 10 cars, or 10 lanes of 3 cars?
I know how, but it only works once and you're not going to like it.
Meanwhile, it looks like they're going slow, but as we see here, 203 miles an hour. I was concerned as why they were only going 90 there for a second.
Really got to put some stickers up top for mile markers.
Right. Mile marker 1. Here's exit number 1. Exit number 2.
At 3 miles, I feel like we need a highway sign to say pits here. Take exit 3.
Right now, 15 mile an hour wind. Wind blowing, I believe that's to the northwest. 207 degrees. Oh, Bettis around.
I think he was having connection issues, and I think he popped into someone.
Yeah, it looks like him and the 4 might have had, they're coming together. Let's take a look at that one more time. Take a look there. There's Adam Stewart in the orange Tide car. Oh, Bettis, yeah, kind of came down, and Stewart just kind of minding his own business. Unfortunate, though, is Jacob Bettis, huge bunch of damage on the front and rear of that car.
Yeah, Stewart does look like he has a little bit on that passenger fender, so we'll see if when he gets to the pits, if he tries to ding that out real quick.
So we'll re-rack and do them all over again. And Joe, I hate to say you're right, but fairly calm, cool, and collected race number 1. Race number 2 is a little more chaotic as we're already a third of the way in.
Yeah, I mean, it's twofold, right? You had the first race; it was fantastic, but high tension to the wire finish, so that riles everybody up. And then you go into the second race, and not only is it the second race, but it is as far as I know, the fastest track you could run in iRacing. You're basically flooring it the entire time. So you got your tension, you got your car being floored, so you really have to have control of this thing. And, you know, any wrong move and you're sideways.
Exactly. Is now the field making their way, everybody heading down pit road now. Interested to see if they take tires, if it's just fuel. I would assume it's just fuel at this point.
Yeah,
as they get the 25 to go.
I don't know, right? Because like, I have no idea about NASCAR tires, but I know like the Bugatti Veyron, that thing could only run at top speed for like 10 minutes, and then it needs a new set of tires.
Well, there's your answer there. As Garrett Gleason wins the race off pit road. He might have missed his pit box as Gleason
just sent it.
just flies by everybody else. So Garrett Gleason going to be our leader. Likely he's going to be heading back down pit road to top off again. Unless he says, you know what, I want to get those 5 bonus points for leading a lap.
I mean, why not, right?
There's Gleason in the Happy Cappy Comans Care machine.
That's still one of my favorite paint schemes. And it makes me want to play paintball so bad.
Right? It's like Synthwave meets paintball with a capybara on it. Hoping for next season to get the GG's Kids initiative back up and running, where Garrett has some kids at his place of business design race cars, and the whole field runs them for a race.
I am here for that.
As the whole field says, yeah, we're going to come back down and pit again. Garrett might also have my absolute favorite pit crew uniforms on the track as well.
Oh.
We'll have to see if we can get a good shot of them as that 7 machine makes his way down pit road. Don't know what it is, but it is both horrifying and interesting at the same time.
For a while, I was running the 90s Cup graphic as a pit crew. It just felt right. And everybody in who is watching knows what I mean by the 90s Cup graphic.
Oh, yes. So right now, Anthony Tabarro, Ace House, your front row. Let's try to send some good vibes in the chat for Ace.
Do I need to like ring a bell or something? I don't know.
Man who's been in the wrong place at the wrong time all night long.
Just weeks at this point.
Hopefully he'll be able to turn things around here. Yeah. Not saying anything about broadcaster's curse or anything like that.
Listen, when this happens in D&D, we throw the dice out and we get new ones. Not counting Bob because he's just cursed totally. So maybe you just need to change up the paint a little bit. Maybe.
You know, there's dice jail for a reason. I think there can be a thing called paint scheme jail.
Paint scheme jail, you know.
As the pace car pulls off, green flag in the air, Tabarro on the loud pedal. And no, there are no single file restarts here at TNR, but everyone came down to pit a second time, and they all line up single file from there on back.
I feel like that pace car is the
Yeah, I noticed he was drifting quite a bit there through the corner. As he owed it Boffley all the way up by the outside wall. He's going to let the rest of the field go by. I think that's kind of his MO. He's just say, all right, you guys are crazy. Have fun. I'll be back here.
I guess DeBarro got a little bored of being in the back and decided, let's see what the front's about.
I think that's a good idea, too. He's got the 47 of Ace House behind him. Adam Stewart pushing the 77 of John Cannizzaro Jr.,
who worked his way right back up to the front as well.
Yeah, Cannizzaro was sideways on lap number 2.
Mm-hmm. I think this kind of track is Cannizzaro's bread and butter. He's always good at those straights. He's always good, just gotta send it.
Yeah. Over on YouTube, Justin House says he can't catch a break, but he keeps fighting, that's for sure. Absolutely. As we are on board with Ace House. Again, bostonsauceparty.com for tickets. Yes, I'm going to shill the event every chance I get.
I'm going to count these back. I'm gonna make you taste the hot sauce.
You know what? I'm okay with that. I'm the one running judging, remember?
Hey, this is a wee. If I have to taste it, you have to taste it.
Johnny Eckert just ran the fastest lap of the race at a 52.45.
This is wild.
Cannizzaro running in. Big bump there from the 4. Now they're 3 wide for second. Here's Ace House on the bottom. He's got Jason Schue. They're 3, 4 wide. I can't quite tell. Now they're 4 wide as Johnny Eckert, Jonathan Gaston scrapes the wall just a little bit. Here comes the 3 of Jason Schue to the inside.
Yeah, I was going to say 3, 4, and maybe 5 by the end of this sentence. I don't know.
At this point, who knows? Here comes Gaston yet again. 4 wide for the lead. Can they go 5? Am I hearing 5? Let's go 6. Can we get 6? Can we get a 5?
But we have 5. Let me fall back into the lines.
Cannizzaro darts down to the inside. He jumps in front of House. All over the back bumper is Schue.
You got the Dizzy guys made their own line up top.
Up top with Jonathan Gaston and Philip Scott. Scott says, let's go down the low. Middle, Eckert was pushing the 4.
And Stewart's like,
now
hey,
it's
where'd everybody go? Do I smell what's going on?
As here comes Eckert. Whoa, what a move by Eckert. He moves to the top side. They're 3 wide. They're 4 wide. This might even be 5. Philip Scott on the apron.
Terrifying. That move that Eckert
Holy
did.
moly.
He swerved at 203 miles an hour. Terrifying.
Now the Dizzy guys working together, trying to control the field yet again.
Yeah, problem here is it's not a narrow racetrack.
No. You can probably fit 10 cars side by side. 3 wide now is Stewart, DeBarro, Cannizzaro. Cannizzaro slides up, tries to squeeze the 4, can't quite get there. Here comes Philip Scott down low. They're 4 wide for the lead. Pure insanity here. Can they go 5? They almost do.
Nope. Schue bumping into DeBarro. That was almost catastrophic.
Yeah, I think at this speed and the way everyone's racing right now, this is not for the faint of heart as 47 catches the 72.
I'd be afraid to race here with like my steering wheel settings on max, especially if I had like a stronger wheel. I'm terrified.
I mean, my palms are sweaty just watching this. Just absurd seeing how close these cars are racing. at the speed that they're racing as well. Let's pull up the stats here for the 25. 205 miles an hour. Trouble.
Who was that?
That's the 90 of Johnny Eckert who has an issue. And some heavy, heavy damage as well. Let's take a look here. There's Eckert on the top of your screen, right by the wall in the all-yellow car.
Nope. Again, A's house.
Let's take one more look at that one.
Yeah.
Oh, man, and that shot the 91 airborne.
Yeah, he's out. He's out.
Let's take one more look there. As let's jump on board with the 91 of DJ Weeks. Because everything is all fine and dandy. Oh.
Bill's not.
Jump scared by his teammate, and unfortunately for him, that is definitely night over. Sparks and things dragging should not be happening to these cars.
Yeah.
So just like that, the field does catch the pace car. 16 laps to go. So we had a 10-lap shootout.
Mm-hmm. It was terrifying.
Chaos ensued.
The good news is, it doesn't look like A's house took any damage on.
That is always a plus.
Oh, man. Maybe start running with like a peace sign on your roof or something. I don't know.
You have some sort of good luck symbol or something going on. As now the field all makes their way down pit road.
Pit speed 65, so highway speed. Which makes it more impressive that they're getting into their boxes in the right area.
Right.
Have you tried slamming on your brakes to stop, like, in a 15-foot square?
Yeah, as a car that does not have ABS. Yeah, let alone trying to dodge everyone else.
Right.
Big slide out there for them. So there goes the field, moving their way back up on the racetrack. Pace car all by itself.
Yeah, they'll get it.
Unfortunately, I don't have the ability to target said pace car.
It's for the best.
Always a cool camera angle to see these cars come flying by, just trying to catch the field.
Yeah. They're not even doing full speed.
Right?
I mean, quote unquote, they're still doing like a $140, but it's not full speed.
Yeah. Right now, about a 95 miles an hour catching the pace car here. So we'll be going green with 13 to go. Surprising, the top half of the field did not pit. To borrow the first.
I wonder if they think they have enough fuel.
You know, they might. That, or they're sitting there saying, all right, you know what? Everyone else in the back is going to pit. Let's try to keep our track position, because we did see it was not that it's hard to pass here. It's just almost safer if you're at the front because you can control the field.
Right. That no one can crash in front of you.
Yeah. You only have to worry about getting turned from behind.
Right. I wonder if they're gonna need a tires for this race. I doubt it. I don't think so, but I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, you're not really most of the track is just a straight line, and
Yeah.
you're not really using your tires all that much, so I don't see them needing tires per se.
Yeah, I'd have to imagine not. I mean, the banks are high enough where like the track is kind of making the turns. You just have to steer properly. It is, however, getting a little dark here.
Yeah, it looks like a little cloud cover. Let's take a look at the weather right now. Air temperature 76, track temp 97, so it is going down just a bit.
I'm gonna drop it quick.
So the pace car pulls off. We're back racing. Philip Scott with a good jump. He's got Jason Schue and Adam Stewart just behind him. John Canizaro Jr., Alex Boffoli up on the top side. A couple of tense moments there for the 4. He caught the apron, and this is one of those tracks you do not want to touch the apron, because you touch it, it's going to send you straight to the outside wall.
Yeah, this is the banking on this. It probably doesn't look that insane, but I bet if you had to walk that, you'd not have a good time.
Absolutely not. I mean, especially here, if we're going to jump on board with a driver, just to kind of see how sharp that banking is. You know, we'll jump on here with Adam Stewart. You see how sharp that is. Big lift, and yellow flag is out.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh, Ace House.
Well, let's take a look here. I believe the 47 has an issue. He's already in the midst of having an issue. Yeah, it looks like he caught the apron just ever so slightly. Right there. He got sideways, and there was nowhere for the 08 to go. And
Oh!
Hard impact to the outside wall.
I think that is gonna be race.
Yeah, his right front is pointed
Crooked.
in the opposite direction.
Yeah.
So a tough break there, and well, we're going to re-rack and do this one all over again as the sun has come back out.
Weather. Just kidding. Bet you wanted that grip. Ha ha.
Yeah. Surprisingly, no one in the top half heading down pit road, but Jonathan Gaston on down. They're going to pit. Little damage there on the 08 of Boffoli.
Yeah, I wonder just to... Hey, someone in the pit with a hammer, just real quick.
Yeah, just, you know, kind of like we saw a couple of years ago, one of the crew members in the Xfinity series quite literally suplexing the car to try to get the hood down.
Gotta love the ex-NFL players. Just make it work. You got it, boss.
Yeah. Tackle something, hit something. You'll be okay. You'll be fine. Don't worry about it. Only car out of the race right now is the 91 of DJ Weeks. Likely the 47 will be either out or severely off the pace.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I've been running a paint scheme for one of my cars that has like a front bumper duct taped on, I think if he is going to be racing, his is going to be like real duct taped on.
I think there's going to be some 200 mile an hour duct tape in the pits right now working on that 47.
I've got a product. Sharks, hear me out. Gorilla tape. I have a commercial.
I mean, they when Flex Tape was sponsoring the Xfinity Series, the team did use Flex Tape to keep the car together, and it almost won Talladega. So
I will never knock Flex Seal ever again. I talked shit. I talked so much shit, and then we had such bad flooding, and my 50 to 60-year-old windows were just leaking like it was their jobs. And as it was actively leaking, I was spraying Flex Seal on it, and it stopped the leak. I can't talk shit anymore.
so sawing a boat in half does help. Thank you, Phil Swift. Don't forget, tonight's race is brought to you by our friends at the Boston Sauce Party, Saturday, April 26th at Trillium Brewing Company in Canton, Massachusetts. It's going to be such a great time. New England's best sauce slingers will be there, serving up free samples. You could buy however many bottles you want. Have some spicy challenges as well. The Marshmallows from Hell will be there. The Spiked Pizza Eating Challenge will be there, brought to you by our friends at Spicy Shark. It's going to be a good time. Personally, I'm excited for Spicy Shark's Hot Honey.
Yeah, I keep like 5 bottles on hand, and I just ran out. So good timing.
It is one of my favorite things, just to toss in some tea. The little spice to it. Oh, amazing. Not a big sweets guy, but that is an absolute must-have.
It's fantastic on pizza, too.
I believe it. So just getting word from race admin Garrett. Last lap coming out of 4, they can go onto the yellow to try to make a pass. So it's out of bounds until the last lap. So definitely want to keep that in mind as we go back green. 10 laps to go. Big push there from Adam Stewart for the 99 of Philip Scott, and we're underway.
Embrace the chaos.
I think at this point you just have to stand there with arms wide open and letting whatever happen.
Actually, do bring Creed into this. Ace House, if you're listening, I think maybe you need to put some Creed on your car.
I think at this point, Ace is just 6 feet from the ledge with with how his luck has been in this race. Unfortunately, Ace is out of the race. Only 13 cars left here out of the 15 who started. Dumas getting a big push from Cannizzaro up top. Stewart pushing the 99 on the bottom. Jason Schue as well as Robert Tripp in the mix. There's the 25 of Chris Cabot. Scott holding the bottom strong. Dumas is going to lead the lap. 8 to go. Joe, you said embrace the chaos, and that I feel like is going to be happening soon. Dumas drops down low. He blocks the 99 of Philip Scott. In comes Cannizzaro. A little bit of tap there between the 99 and the 77.
Philip Scott, oof.
Stewart swings around wide. Scott going to fall back. He's down to 5th. Adam Stewart to the point. He's getting pushed by Gabot. Stewart holds the bottom. He's going to take a peek in the mirror, sees the 25 drift up. He's going to try to answer in the block. Push coming from Gabot. On the top side. Here comes DeBarro. Ace House in the chat saying, not a good night for this guy. That is for sure. As they're fanning out 3 wide behind, here's Adam Stewart to the lead. Philip Scott takes a peek up top. He's got Cannizzaro, almost had Cannizzaro. Now Gabo gives a push to the 4. Scott making a run all by himself. As they're 3 wide to the point goes the 27. DeBarro trying to block the 77. He does. Here comes Stewart down low. Stewart just needs to stay on the bottom if he's going to try to protect this. Gabo giving him a good push. Trip blinks. Up front, it's DeBarro. Here comes Cannizzaro to the inside. 6 laps to go.
4 wide.
Absolutely insane. As the 35 and the 27 come together.
Oof.
Stewart getting pushed by Gabo, who's then also pushing Cannizzaro.
Maybe I'm not entirely wrong with saying maybe tires wouldn't be the worst.
Who knows at this point?
You can see these guys, a little bit of wiggle every time, you know, between the draft and the turn and the exit. There's that little bit of wiggle.
Here comes Johnny Eckert as well. Where's he coming from? Eckert was sideways, sent his teammate DJ Weeks sky high into the air. Somehow he's still in it. Up front, DeBarro has the lead over the 4 of Adam Stewart. Chris Gabo there just behind him. Stewart getting a push from Gabo. Will move Stewart to the point. 4.5 laps to go here at iRacing Super Speedway for the Boston Sauce Party Double. Stewart holds the bottom. Good push there from Gabo, but here comes Cannizzaro with 4 to go. Cannizzaro has DeBarro. DeBarro now peeks to the inside. We're 3 wide into turn 1. 4 slides up the track ever so slightly. He's going to get right behind the 3 of Schue. Here comes Jason Schue to the point. Jason Schue shot out of a cannon. Things are heating up here at iRacing Super Speedway. Johnny Eckert makes a move. Eckert gets a huge run. He's going to slice through the field. Eckert to the top. Now to the middle. Tries to get in front of DeBarro. He does.
Almost
Johnny Eckert up top now. 3 to go at the line. New leader, Cannizzaro.
Nope.
Little touch there from the 27 to the 77. Here comes Jamar Dumas and Eckert. Cannizzaro still holding strong.
Uh-oh.
Nobody being polite now as we're 3 and 4 wide to the point. Trouble. Caution flag is out.
Yep. That is the 4 of Stewart.
Tough break there. Let's see what happened. Is a little more contact towards the back. Sword just got a little loose, got caught by the 25, and wow, how did he not? Oh boy, how did he not hit anything?
I don't know if that's skill or luck or it's got to be luck. They're moving too fast.
Wow. Let's take a look at that one more time here from a different camera angle. Stewart just sideways, got a little loop there. Bad push. Oh, Garrett Gleason almost got a piece of him.
Yeah, he did.
Take one more look at that. We'll jump on board with the 7. Oh boy.
About a foot from uh-oh.
That is orange paint on the hood. That's not anything else. Though it was a bit of a brown pants moment, I'm sure, for the 7.
The amount of push you have to give your brakes in those moments.
Oh. Well, we had overtime for race number 1. We're gonna have overtime for race number 2. Johnny Eckert heads down pit road, as does the 72 and the 24. Now we can just breathe.
After 2 laps.
Yeah, and then the heart palpitations begin yet again.
Yeah, we're right back where we left off.
So Cannizzaro, your leader. His teammate in the 08 behind him. What a run there for Robert Tripp. Started outside pole, currently running P3. Jamar Dumas as well, started 3rd, running 4th. Jason Schue up 7 from the drop of the green flag. Cannizzaro up 8. As we're on board here with the 35. Jacob Bettis on pit road right now. '77 playing with the pace car. Tyler Avery in the chat says this is either going to be the finish of all time or it's going to end in a simply hideous crash. Either way, I'm getting my money's worth.
It'll be both. It could always be both.
I mean, I would like to see a couple of cars side by side and upside down coming to the checkered flag. So,
right.
You know, I think that would be a good.
I'd like to see P3 upside down over the finish line.
Almost like Cars, Lightning McQueen jumping over the wreck, tongue out. I think we could see that. Maybe get Robert Tripp to jump over the 77 in the 08. I'd pay good money to see that.
Again, just over to tabletoptrio.com, credit card information, Social Security. We can make this happen.
And you cannot count any of these drivers out of the race. If they're still running here, if they're still on the lead lap, everyone has a chance to win here tonight.
Absolutely.
The great equalizer are these super speedway races. Lights on the pace car are off. We're going to go back green here.
Watch as the pace car takes the sharpest turn in race history.
Drifts and goes sideways here. But Cannizzaro leads the field back to the green flag. It's out. 2 laps to go. Green, white, checkered. Will they make it around for the white flag? Cannizzaro runs the top with the 08. Jamar Dumas down low. Here comes Anthony DeBarro in the middle. Little bit of contact between the 3 and the 35. Jason Schue channeling Dale Earnhardt with this move. Schue gets behind Stewart. DeBarro to the point. He's got Cannizzaro just behind him. Jamar Dumas down low with a push from Adam Stewart. Stewart's been all over the front of the pack here tonight.
Which is wild because he took a lick.
Yeah, he had a big spin here, which brought us to the green-white checkered. Schue gets a little push down low. White flag in the air. One more time around. Who's going to win it? Dumas getting a big push there from Adam Stewart. Stewart drifts up the track just a little bit. DeBarro, he's got a push from the 77. Cannizzaro goes up towards the top. What's going to happen now? Jamar Dumas thinking about his options. Big push.
In Stewart.
Huge push there coming from Adam Stewart. Through turns 3 and 4.
Oh!
Boffoli gets turned.
Whoa!
72 into the air. Coming to the checkered flag. Big push. Adam Stewart to the top side. Dumas touch. They wreck. DeBarro wins.
All right, I have no idea who landed where. Everyone's grad. It's every single car.
Holy cow, what a finish.
We're gonna need the camera on the line and a notepad.
Wow, what a finish. As we'll take a look one more time at this.
See, Tyler, it could be both.
As the field comes to the checkered flag, we already see other cars in the air. As here it is coming to the checkered flag. The field dying. The 28 right there catches the 4. A little bit of help there from the 3, and right there.
Oh, man.
That is the gap.
Oh, I said I wanted a car upside down for... Oh, wait, did I get a car upside down for 3rd? Is that Dumas upside down?
Yep.
Did I call it?
That is the finishing position for this one. Let's take a closer look here.
Oh,
because
man.
This is... We'll pause the race here. This is the finish.
Amazing.
Coming to the line. DeBarro gets the win. As we'll go frame by frame. So there is DeBarro crossing the line to get the win. Adam Stewart finishes backwards in 2nd.
Yeah, he was so close.
Jamar Dumas crosses the line upside down for 3rd.
What was the split for the last lap? Because I show 0-0-0.
I do not know yet. As the rest of the field wrecks coming across the line.
Oh, man.
That was unbelievable. I have never... RC Planes in the chat saying, I have never seen that before.
Yeah,
Adam Stewart almost won the race backwards.
Yeah, you said you wanted to see a car sideways. There is Schue. That's yours. I said I wanted to see 3rd place upside down. I should have put money on that. I'd be rich. What are the odds? Like 3,000 to 1? Like what?
Just absolutely insane. Look at this finish again. I have never seen anything like that before.
At least Schue kind of finished forward.
He did, and he finished fourth just by virtue of being the first car getting pushed to the line between the 90 and the 25, which the 25 is inside the 3 at this point.
Yeah. Oh,
Wow.
man. Well, there goes all my questions.
I feel like you're an old man. The 28 got destroyed there at the line, too.
Yeah. Nobody was safe. All of these cars are destroyed.
Wow. I don't even know what to say at this point.
Sorry. Outside of Navarro, all of these cars are destroyed.
So let's see if we can try to pick up as many of these drivers as we can for this one between DeBarro, Stewart, and Dumas.
You know what? I'm going to go with the questions that I initially wrote because it's hilarious.
Because wow, what a finish. Let's jump in here with the number 3, or our third place finisher, driver of the number 28 machine, Jamar Dumas. And Joe, take it away.
Hey, Jamar, congratulations on the podium finish. That was absolutely insane. My original question was, how did you manage to survive and snag P3? But you did finish upside down.
Well, I got really lucky on that restart, and I got down to the bottom. What I didn't get lucky with was not playing the gaps off of turn 4, and Adam got to my side. And I just want to apologize to him because I did not intend to door him as hard as I did, and it left the door open for DeBarro to get another win.
Yes, it definitely. I mean, nobody was safe at that finish other than DeBarro. He just took the right line, right place. What was kind of going through your mind, for the finish?
Well, Garrett had given the go-ahead for anybody to go below the yellow line coming off turn 4. So I was guarding that, and I guess I guarded it a little too much, and that's how Adam got to my outside. I think probably if I just let him go, he'd have won, and I finished second, and I just feel really bad for getting into him.
Well, it happens. You guys are moving real quick. You never know what would have happened otherwise. I'm sure you got some shout outs for us.
Oh yeah. Thanks for Garrett and all the league guys for hosting this every Monday, and give a shout out to my wife Shelly and my daughter Madison, who always watches online.
Awesome. Well, congrats again, and hopefully we'll be talking to you 2 weeks from now for the next races.
Yeah, man. Thanks for the broadcast. Appreciate you guys.
No problem.
All right, that's Jamar Dumas, our third place finisher, and joining us now in second place, best career finish, I believe, is the driver of the number 4 machine, Adam Stewart. And Adam, man, what a wild finish. What a great race ran by you as well. Before we get to that finish, talk us through your race, talk us through your strategy, because you were up front for pretty much the entire race there.
The whole race, I just wanted to lead one lap. That's all I kept trying to do. And then when I got out front, I guess the last time I went in the pits, I didn't get any fuel because it said, you only have 2 laps left.
Oh, man.
And then lucky somebody spun me.
We were kind of wondering there because we saw to bring out the green white checkered there, you had gotten sideways. Looked like you and the 25 just kind of had a bit of a bad push gone wrong. And, we were saying, we're like, oh man, somehow you kept the car out of the wall. And as long as you keep the car going in the right direction, everyone has a chance to win. And, we just showed the finish again here on the screen. Talk us what was going through your mind there coming out of turn 4. You see the checkered flag in the air, and next thing you know, you're sideways and you almost win the race backwards.
The discussion in the chat was that we could go below the yellow line after turn 4, and Jamar jumped down to the inside, so I couldn't do it, so I just went to the outside of him, and then I watched the mirror the whole time and never looked back at Jamar, and that's probably what cost me the race.
Yeah, because we're seeing it right now in slow motion on the screen. Jamar went down low. Schue got a huge push from the 24, and at this point, enter at pit road entry, the 27 is in 5th. Him and the 90 come together. Looked like Jamar went up to try to slow down just a little bit, got in a tiny bit too hard, and that's kind of where everything happened. And it's definitely a tough break, but man, if I'm not mistaken, best career finish with TNR right here tonight is a 2nd place.
Absolutely was my best race for sure.
But Adam, before we let you go, I'm sure you have some shout outs, so let's hear them.
I'm going to start with saying, that I love my wife and all the TNR guys. Thank you for, bringing me in and treating me like family.
Awesome. Well, Adam, congrats again on the 2nd place finish, and looking forward to chatting with you coming up in a couple of weeks after Vegas.
Thank you much. Have a good day.
All right. That's Adam Stewart, our 2nd place finisher. And Joe, we'll just kind of copy and paste your interview questions, I am sure, for our winner. You're down in victory lane with Anthony DeBarro.
Hey, Anthony, you are back. Congratulations on both wins here tonight. What was your plan prior to that insane finish?
There is no plan here. Seriously, you can't block because you see a couple times guys blocked, you just get in trouble. I saw runs coming. I'm like, I'm just holding. You almost like you see a run coming and you put you grip the wheel a little harder and just keep it straight because it's just like it's honestly it's just chaos, pure chaos. I can't. I saw them. I saw the 4. He had the momentum on the 28, and I didn't think he was going to slam him. And then when I started banging, I just went up the track and I worked out. That really had nothing to do besides those guys decided to start door slamming and ultimately cost both of them the race. I get it. You see the checker flag and you're like, oh, I can lean into this guy, but I think when you're moving that fast, you're going over 200 miles an hour. It really doesn't do you any good to be door slamming.
Did you know that you won, or did you have to look at the timer for that?
Well, honestly, me and Chris were cheering for Adam. We were like, wanted to see him get his first win, so we were going crazy. Like I was like, he's got him, and then I see him door slam, and I'm like, I saw him spin, but like I didn't know where the checker flag was. I just kept my foot in it, and then the relative reset, and I was just like, oh, I won. Like I had no idea.
I still don't know what the time difference. My ticker is just reading 000, so I don't know how close you guys actually were.
I know he was backwards and I was forwards.
That is correct. Yes.
But yeah, I can't take. I can't take credit for. It's awesome to get in victory lane 2 times tonight after not winning all year. So we're gonna carry the momentum right into the playoffs here and be a force to be reckoned with.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm sure you got some shout outs again.
Yeah, thank you guys. You guys in the broadcast, 2 races. Hopefully you had plenty to talk about, and we put a good show on for you guys. Especially, this race was pure chaos. We did get some good green flag rounds. And, Garrett for putting this on. Everyone for staying up a little later tonight, having 2 races. So I hope everyone has a good Easter and enjoys our week off.
Absolutely. Well, congratulations again, and hopefully I'll be talking to you in 2 weeks.
Thank you, guys.
All right, that is Anthony DeBarro, our winner here tonight. Let's take a look now at the final results for tonight's race. Just pure chaos in the Boston Sauce Party doubleheader here at iRacing Super Speedway. Anthony DeBarro gets the win by 44 1/1000ths of a second over Adam Stewart. Jamar Dumas finishes 3rd upside down. Jason Schue comes in 4th sideways across the line as Johnny Eckert and Chris Cabot push him across the line for 5th and 6th. John Cannizzaro Jr. comes home 7th. Garrett Gleason in 8th. Jacob Bettis 9th. Philip Scott rounds out the top 10. Jonathan Gaston, who got sent into the Space Force and catches the outside retaining wall and fence through turn 4, he'll come home in 11th. Alex Boffoli in 12th. Robert Tripp comes home 13th. Ace House 14th. And DJ Weeks is going to finish in 15th for tonight. Wow. I genuinely don't know what else to say after that, because that was absolutely intense and just such a fun race.
I think I have to go to Atlantic City.
At this point, I feel like you have to with, looking at how, we're just going to finish 3rd place upside down.
I think I'm a mind reader. I think I'm onto something.
Well, there is no race next week. It's the Monday after Easter, but for a whole schedule of events, check out tabletoptrio.com. Tomorrow's race, the Speed Tuesday Dash Series, is going to be at USA International, the dirt track version. So that is going to be a ton of fun. And then next Tuesday, the Speed Tuesday Dash Series back yet again. So for one final time, don't forget you can check out the BostonSauceParty.com website to get your tickets. It is April 26th at Trillium Brewing in Canton, Massachusetts. Make sure you check it out. Some of the best New England hot sauce makers in the area are going to be duking it out for some of the best prizes available. Plus, you can taste all of the hot sauces you want. So make sure you check out BostonSauceParty.com for tickets. For one final time, I'm Bob.
I'm Joe.
And this has been the Boston Sauce Party doubleheader at iRacing Super Speedway. Have a great night. Thanks for watching.